You're listening to Online Pet Health Podcasts with Dr. Megan Kelly. Continuing education for veterinarian rehabilitation therapists. Learn more at onlinepethealth.com.
Hey vet rehabbers, as the year comes to an end, you should be looking at planning 2023. So looking back over the year and assessing where your practice is. Today I go through the SWOT analysis. Now SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And it's basically a tool that can help you analyze what your practice does best now and a way in which to devise a successful strategy for the future. Before we head over to that podcast, I want to say a quick thank you to Jenny Costello from @JennyCostello Animal Physio for the shout out about the veterinary rehabilitation podcast on Instagram. Thank you so much, Jenny. Please email me on meg@onlinepethealth.com. I'd love to send you a limited edition veterinary rehabilitation mug. Now, if you're taking time off over the next 2 weeks, I want to wish you a relaxing and wonderful time with your friends and family. Happy holidays for all of those that are celebrating, whether it be Christmas or Hanukkah. Before we head over to my SWOT analysis, a quick word from our sponsors. Curacao Vets founder and CEO Dr. Nada Robinson has been teaching science-based integrative medicine for nearly 25 years. She first developed her courses at the Colorado State University, where she started the Medical Acupuncture for Veterinarians Certification Program in 1998. And in so doing, Dr. Robinson developed a science-based platform for veterinary acupuncture, the first of its kind. Today, Curacao Vet offers a comprehensive curriculum in integrative medicine with a rational evidence-supported foundation. Courses include medical acupuncture, photomedicine, botanical medicine, medical massage, and integrative rehabilitation. You can discover Curacao Vet at curacao.org. Right, over to my lecture on SWOT analysis. Today we're going to be chatting about a SWOT analysis. Some of you guys may know about this, but I just thought we'd run through it because it's really important about finding your USP, looking at where you're weak, where you're strong, and it's basically a really good overall of your business. And it's something that you should be doing sort of every 3 to 6 months, just having a look at your business, see where you're weak, where you're strong, where you can improve. And it's also a very good way to have a look at your competitors, what they're offering, and what is unique about your business. So one of the things within veterinary rehabilitation is because it's still quite small, you'll often find that when you first start off, you don't have any competitors. And then another competitor comes into your area, and then your business can shift and change quite a lot. So you might suddenly decrease in the amount of referrals that you're getting from other vets because maybe the competitor has got an association or a relationship with that person, or maybe they're closer to that area. You're getting people coming from quite far and wide, and now suddenly somebody's popped up in an area. So when we have a practice or any business, we really just have to be aware all the time of what's going on around us. So continually having a look to see who are our competitors, and sometimes they're not actually direct competitors, they can be indirect competitors. So there could be someone that's offering something not exactly the same as you, but it's an offering that your target market might be considering. Okay, so basically SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Alright, so when we're looking at our strengths, right, we want to look at what advantages does our practice have. So, for example, you could be in close proximity to a big referral practice. Maybe there are quite a lot of veterinary practices around you. You've got a good location. Maybe you are on a main road and people can see you. What do you do better than anybody else? So, what are you doing better? For example, you might offer underwater treadmill and swimming. Maybe somebody else down the road just offers swimming. So you have that advantage over them. So what are the strengths? What are the things that you know that you do really, really well? So what are the resources that you guys have that you can draw on that nobody else has? Okay? So this could be anything from maybe you've got a lot of space. So maybe you can do like a doggy boot camp type of thing, or your therapeutic exercises you can do. You can have a whole setup. So you've got to look at what you have that's not going to cost you money. So low cost resources that you can use that other people can't. Alright, and then your strengths are also, what is your unique selling points? Your unique selling point is so important, especially for your marketing material. This is the reason why people come to see you and not somebody else. You need to know what it is. Often it's there, you're just not aware of it. What is unique about your practice in comparison to any other practices in the area? Okay, so then we're going to go on to our weaknesses, okay? So what could you improve? What about your practice do you feel that you could improve? Where your weaknesses? So, for example, maybe you're not good with doing soft tissue work. Maybe you do too much hydrotherapy and you feel like you could offer some more massage and things like that for some of your clients. You got to look at what you're offering and where you feel that you're not strong. So, is there anything that's obvious that is a weakness to anybody else, right? So now this is like looking at our competitors, because you can be sure that they're also doing a SWOT analysis and they're also going to be having a look at threats to see if you're a threat. So looking at our weaknesses is important because we want to always improve on them. So the strengths we're going to maintain and our weaknesses are where we're going to improve. So is there anything that's very obvious to everybody else that is a weakness? And that is a vulnerability for your practice. And is there any factors that cause you to lose clients or not get new clients? So this might be a staff member. Maybe you've got a staff member, a receptionist that is actually not part of the team and is not doing what they should be doing. Maybe it's got to do with your proximity, where you are. There are lots of things that could be a reason why you're not getting clients, okay? So you've got to look at that. Some of them you're going to be able to solve, others you aren't, okay? But it's important that you're aware of them. Right, then we're going to look at opportunities, okay? So now this is looking at different ways in which you can monetize your practice. Are there any opportunities where you can either sell something to your current target market? So when we talk about this, we talk about verticals. So basically you at the moment will be doing, this pen's not working so well. So you guys are doing, say, with rehab therapy. You might say another vertical is hydrotherapy. Maybe you sell dog food. Maybe you have a pool parlor at the same time. Maybe you sell other things like harnesses, a shop, supplements. So these are all what we call verticals. So generally most people start off just doing the one thing, then they'll add in an underwater treadmill, and these are all these other things that if you add these other things in, they are exactly the same target market. So the people that are coming to your practice need all of these things, and either you could offer it to them or they can get it somewhere else. And what you want to do is obviously increase your spend per client. So what each client is spending, you want to increase that every single time they come to your practice, because that means increased revenue and usually increased profits if you do it right. Okay, so opportunities. So what can you offer them? What can you offer your client? Then you want to look at, are there any trends at the moment? So anything that's new and up and coming. So for example, maybe people are starting dog gyms. Maybe you've got the space. Maybe you start a dog gym. People pay to come there. Maybe you're in the agility market. There's a new trend and a different type of training. Maybe there's a dog trainer that's there and you maybe collaborate with them and join forces. So look at things that are happening, and a place to look is usually in the States, because that's usually where things happen first. I mean, I can remember in 2010 I went to Denver to go to orthopeds to study about prosthetics there, and I remember going to this dog gym. It was absolutely amazing. There was, you swiped a card, you went through, there were just underwater treadmills, pools, ramps, absolutely amazing. We don't have that here in South Africa, but I'm sure in the UK you guys have got it, maybe in Australia you guys have got it. But these are trends which, depending on where you are in the world, I think that's the kind of thing that'll happen eventually in South Africa. Somebody's going to open up an awesome dog gym like that for the people that are in the city, or people that are doing agility, that want to do some focused training by themselves, not necessarily with a therapist. Right, let me look at threats. These are the obstacles. What are the obstacles that you face? And for those of you that have got practices, it might be maybe you don't have a relationship with the vets in the area, so you're not getting referrals. So those are things that obviously you can sort out. What are your competitors doing? So this is when we look at our competitors. What are they doing differently? And it's not always that we want to copy them. So when you look at our competitors, not that we're going to copy them, we just need to be aware of what they're doing. If we have something unique that we're doing that's working, we carry on doing that, but always be aware. And remember that people will, if you are successful, people will try and copy you. As long as you're just doing it better than them, and always making sure you focus on your why. As we just spoke about, if you're focusing on the money, it's not going to come, guys. Like, you really have to just focus on why you're doing what you're doing, and then it doesn't matter what your competitors are doing. You will be successful. And then obviously you want to just have a look at things like, do you have any debt? These are threats. Are you suffering from any cash flow problems? Is there anything that is threatening the livelihood of your practice? So is there anything that potentially could affect whether your practice actually is standing next month or not? And debt is a very, very big one. You want to look at things like, if you've got an underwater treadmill, is it insured? I used to have insurance on my underwater treadmill because, you know, the amount of income that I got per day from my treadmill was really important for the running of my practice. So if something crashed in the underwater treadmill and it was out for 4 days, that was lost income for me. So I had insurance against that. And there were probably 3 or 4 times that I actually claimed on that insurance to make sure that I got that income. So these are the kind of things that you have to look out for. So sit down and go through your business, do your own SWOT, and keep that. Put it in a file somewhere. And every 3 to 4 months or 6 months, depending on how big your practice is, you want to have a look and see, are there any changes? Always just focusing on improving the weaknesses, looking at what opportunities you have, and then just managing your threats, just making sure that none of these are going to take control of your practice and cause the demise of your practice. And then just also just keep on looking at your strengths and maintain those strengths, the things that you're really, really strong with. Don't forget about those. So often the things that we're strong with, we actually just take for granted, and we don't continue to keep that standard up. So you want to keep that standard.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the subscribe button so you get notified every time I load a new podcast. I'm here every week talking to vet rehab therapists from all over the world about all things vet rehab. A big thanks to our sponsor, Curacor. Their sponsorship allows us to be able to give this podcast to you for free. So please go and check them out. You can go to www.curacor.org. Do you want to get access to our free membership? Well, we update the webinars in this area every few months. You can sign up at www.onlinepethealth.com/free. For more information about continuing education for vet rehabbers, you can go to our website, onlinepethealth.com.